school song we have the recession of. Yep. Good. Correct. Well, good morning to all our parents. Just before we begin, ladies and gentlemen, very soon we're going to have 1,000 boys coming to this assembly. And please remember, it's one period before morning tea. So I cannot guarantee you in terms of the state of mind, throw in there the heat as well. So could I kindly ask our parents who are here, could I ask you please to perhaps come as forward as you possibly can on that particular side, please, ladies and gentlemen, so that when the boys come along and take a seat, we won't have any problems with their heat, eating, and frames of mind, please. That'll be much appreciated. Thank you very much, and we'll be starting shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, boys. For the benefit of our guests, my name is John Chauvatsis. I'm the Dean of Student at Ipswich Grammar School, and I will be your MC for this assembly. Some administration points, please, ladies and gentlemen. Please do note the exit signs to your left, please. The amenities are at the back of the auditorium. Should you have a mobile phone on you, please, if you could switch it off or put it onto silent. And the unlikely event of an evacuation, the meeting place for all of our families who are here will be top oval. Boys, for you, with your staff as always, down the bottom oval. Thank you very much for your cooperation. So boys, all eyes this way, please, boys. With the assembly, please stand quietly for the processional. I invite Joseph Massey, Vice Captain-elect, to lead us in the National Anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Firstly, I welcome our special guests for today. We welcome IGS Board Chair, Mr. David Edwards, IGS Board Member, Ms. Karen Renton Vedalago, Member for Ipswich, Ms. Jennifer Howard, Ms. Claire Parsons, on behalf of Federal Member for Blair, Shane Newman, PNF President, Mr. Ian Rosenberg, President of the Old Boys, Mr. Andrew Kenman, Ipswich Chamber of Commerce, Philip Bell and Carol Levine, and to 2020 captains, prefects, senior parents, families and friends, I welcome you all to the Prefects and Seniors Induction Ceremony for 2020. Today, the boys of Year 12 are entrusted with the role of guiding the younger members of the school community through another year at this great school. We know that they will lead with passion and conviction in their final year. To begin proceedings this morning, I would like to invite our headmaster, Mr. Morrison, to the microphone.
Thank you very much, John. Good morning, everyone. A special welcome to David Edwards, old boy, chair of the board, and Karen Renton-Vetalago, member of the board as well, and of course Jennifer Howard, state member for Ipswich. Thank you, everyone, for being here this morning. During my everyday, I very much enjoy walking around the school and having conversations with boys. One of the conversations I sometimes have but don't quite enjoy so much is when a boy tells me something like he hates making mistakes. He says mistakes are dreadful, they're awful, I hate it when I make a mistake. I don't enjoy that conversation too much at all, because my theory actually is that mistakes are wonderful. Mistakes are wonderful things. If you're not making mistakes, boys, you're probably sitting right smack bang in the middle of your comfort zone, which is not a really great zone to be in, I would argue. You're far better off stretching yourself. Mistakes are wonderful if you manage them in the right way. So let's have a brief chat about what managing a mistake in the right way looks like. First of all, you have to be honest about making a mistake and understand that you have and acknowledge that you have. As the famous Greek philosopher Mr. Wayne Bennett said, firstly, have a look in the mirror first and look at that person in the mirror, which will be yourself. So confront reality, confront your situation, and understand that you need to do better. So that's the first step. The second step is, of course, to make a plan. If you haven't got a plan to go forwards, by doing nothing, you're actually going back, not going forwards at all. Life is all about trying to do better in whatever it is that you're doing. And thirdly, of course, very closely aligned to our value of resilience, follow through. Acknowledge there's a problem, make a plan, follow through, and do something about it. So, boys, I really don't enjoy the conversation from a lad occasionally telling me how much he hates mistakes. I'd far rather have a conversation that says, I made a few mistakes lately, Mr. Morrison, but I'm doing something about it. Our exceptional performance vision statement, and this paragraph is going up on the screen now, and you all know this paragraph now quite well, I'd say. This statement, our vision statement, how we drive our school, what we're thinking about, what we believe in our school, is encapsulated in that paragraph, which is very, very closely aligned, boys, to what I was just talking about. That paragraph is all about acknowledging your mistakes, understanding that you're human, understanding that you are not the finished product, and understanding that life is a journey and we keep on trying to do our best. We're all actually L-platers when it comes down to it. Every single person in this auditorium. Boys, if I didn't think I'd be a better headmaster in 2020 than I was in 2019, I wouldn't be standing up here in front of you this morning. Seriously, we all need to be on that journey of growth and improvement and development, and it's not easy. So, in that context, it's especially important today that we welcome our newest L-platers, our school captains and vice captains elect, our boarding captain and vice captain elect, our prefects elect, and of course class 157, because they stand right at the beginning of this incredible journey. And boys, I want to say to all of you that the last thing that we expect from you, the last thing, is perfection. We don't expect that. We expect you, though, to be out there giving it a red-hot go, living up to the vision statement of our school around exceptional performance, personal best, making mistakes, not avoiding mistakes, but making mistakes through your endeavour and through your efforts and through the fact that you want to do better for you, for your mates, and for your school. So, boys, a very, very symbolic and real expression of the support of a huge parent community, members of the board, special guests from the Ipswich community, your mates in the other year levels from 5 through to 11, and of course all of the staff. We're all here today to say to you that we're backing you, we're supporting you, and we know you're going to have a wonderful 2020. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today.
Thank you, Headmaster. I now would like to introduce our guest speaker for today. This young man, his name is Harrison Gregory. Unfortunately, Harrison couldn't be with us in person today, but we have via video link. Harrison will be addressing the Assembly. But before we do that, a short bio of this young man. Harrison began his journey at Ipswich Grammar School in 2005 in the junior school, and he finished his schooling in 2016. Harrison was an academic student, achieving GPAs of 14 plus in the secondary school. He participated in a variety of extracurricular activities, including cricket and rugby. At the end of Year 12 in 2016, Harrison achieved an OP of 1, the highest that you can achieve under the old system. In 2017, he attended James Cook University for his Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. He has just completed 3 preclinical years in Townsville with a GPA of 7. That, boys, from an academic point of view, is as high as you can get. In 2019, he received for his academic excellence the Norman J. Nielsen Award, head residential tutor and also the head tutor of medicine at the John Flynn College. He led anatomy tutors for musculoskeletal systems for first-year medical students. He was a tutor for graduate diploma of surgical anatomy, and that's the course that doctors need to dissect and study anatomy required for their entry exams. He has completed placements in Brisbane for orthopaedics, Ipswich for general practice, Mount Isa for rural experience in internal medicine, oncology, surgery, and Indigenous health. He's also successfully applied for prize to perform third-year emergency medicine placement in Tsukumo in Kochi in Japan over the Christmas 2019 period. Currently in 2020, he's halfway through his medical degree. He has just started his clinical years, which is his 4th year in Cairns, where he works daily in hospital and clinical school. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Harrison Gregory.
Good morning, Headmaster, special and invited guests, parents, staff, and students. I must firstly apologise for my absence. Unfortunately, my degree is quite unforgiving in regards to leave, and as such, I've had to record this speech from my very humid kitchen table in my Cairns apartment. It seems an age since I was inducted in my senior year. However, I still have the face and facial hair of my 16-year-old self, so hopefully I remain familiar to those I was blessed to share my schooling with and eventually lead. I am immensely lucky. Every day I crawl closer to a dream I've had since I was a child. Very slowly, and I stress very slowly, I am becoming a doctor. And yet what most people neglect is the investments so many have made to allow such a dream to take place. Investment of their time, of their money, of their words of encouragement, and of their patience. Indeed, investment in an idea, in a mindset, has the power to irrevocably change a person's future. To me, investment is a necessity for success. So, for the class of 2020, I wish to speak briefly on the importance of investment, such that hopefully you see your goals for this year and beyond come to fruition. Personal investment. Above all, you must invest in your future. Ultimately, they are your dreams, and you are responsible for them. Personally investing in your future will mean accepting short-term pain for long-term gain. I'll be honest, I don't enjoy studying skin infections. It really hurts my eyes. I'm sure for some of you, complex numbers or acid-base reactions are hell on earth. For the footy boys, pre-season fitness isn't ideal. Copping a nick on the edge of the finger during fielding, yeah, that sucks. Practicing scales, gross. And yet that perseverance, seeing past the short-term pain, allows us to achieve greatness. Investing for the future. Commonly, many of you may not know what you'd like to do after school at all. But the mistake I've seen so many people make is not investing in themselves because their future is unclear. If you currently don't have a set plan, that's okay. Many of my friends didn't either. But you must work 10 times harder than those who do. Invest in yourselves by working hard and watch the opportunities unfold. It's okay not to have a plan, but it is better to not have a plan and to have options available to you because you have the foresight to invest in your future. Acknowledge the investment of others. To the parents present, on behalf of your sons, thank you for investing in their future. Although I'm sure at times we can seem ungrateful, We appreciate everything you do. But please never underestimate the impact of encouragement. Investing in our dreams becomes so much easier when we know you do too. Boys, you must also consider the 157 years of investment countless others have made into our great school for you to succeed. And that doesn't cease once we graduate. Our school name carries weight. I have had opportunities to work in operating theatres, in hospital wards and overseas because I was an Ipswich boy, and they saw an opportunity to invest in the legacy of IGS. Your school affords you so many opportunities that continue for years. Invest in your schooling accordingly. And finally, invest in each other. One of my great joys is the massive part my schoolmates still play in my life. This year I'll be best man at 2 weddings. We still go out on the weekends, we still go out to dinner, we go to games together. These friendships bring fulfillment, but only exist because we dared to invest in each other. To invest in each other's dreams and lives and friendships and relationships. And yet, surprisingly, the smallest moments of investment are the most valuable, the ones that stick out in my mind the most. When I was in year 8, I was asked by a teacher after class what I wanted to do after school. Shyly, I answered that I wanted to study medicine, but was scared of the tough road that lay ahead. I didn't think I could do it. He paused and softly said to follow my dreams. He said he believed in me. He said that I would achieve my goal. He was sure of it, that I would achieve much more than I ever dreamed. That 30-second conversation gave me the confidence to work harder than I ever had before. Take a second and ask your mate about his dreams. You'd be surprised what your words could mean, what your investment could mean, and the futures they could change. As Professor Jordan Peterson says, do what is meaningful, not what is expedient. 157, I encourage your word of the year to be invest. Invest in your school and see the culture, see futures change. Live by it and see what dreams you accomplish. Thank you, and hail IGS.
Naturally, we thank Harrison Gregory for his wonderful time at Ipswich Grammar School, his achievements, and for his leadership comments today. What an amazing young man. Ladies and gentlemen, now I ask kindly please for the headmaster, if he could assist me, to welcome our existing prefects from 2019. Please, sir. Our existing prefects from 2019. Jacob Anderson. Jay Shearers. Gregory Wagner. Gabriel Wolftung. Daniel Young. Thank you, Headmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 2020 Ipswich Grammar School Captain-elect, Archibald Horman-Wren, who will lead the prefects in their oath.
I, Archie Horniman-Wren, in the presence of the school authorities here assembled, and in the presence of my fellow students, solemnly declare, before accepting the prefectship conferred on me, that I fully recognise that a prefect must give unswerving loyalty to the school, that he must preserve and foster its ideals by precept and by example, that he must keep and enforce its rules and regulations, and that in work and in sport, he must set an example worthy of emulation by all his fellows. I publicly acknowledge and gratefully accept the honour conferred on me, and solemnly pledge that I shall do all in my power to fulfil my duties in a worthy manner. Thank you, Prefects. Please be seated. I would now ask the Headmaster and Mr. Charles to assist in presenting the Prefects with their ties and badges as they sign the prefectorial book. Daniel Keller. Ben Murphy. Ryan Styler. Thomas York. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the leadership team for 2020. Boarding Vice Captain, Jackson Daylight. Boarding Captain, Zach Alley. School Vice Captain, Joseph Massey.
And it gives me great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, once again to introduce the school captain of 2020, Archibald Hornman-Wren. Perfect opportunity now, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family and friends, for a photo opportunity. I present to you the prefects of 2020. Thank you, prefects. Please be seated. I now invite School Vice Captain Joseph Massey to read the seniors' avowal.
I, Joseph Massey, as a member of the 157th Senior Class of Ipswich Grammar School, will strive to uphold the school's ideals and values as expected of me as an IGS student. I will continue the pursuit of excellence I will endeavour to embrace and promote the sacred spirit that is the heart and soul of Ipswich Grammar School. Within the school and the community, I will work with honour to create a safe and friendly environment for myself and my peers. I will respect the individuality of each student and encourage involvement and participation in all aspects of the school. As a senior, I will work to the best of my ability to set an example for all my peers. Above all, I will honour and obey the school rules by being fair, reasonable, and responsible. And will aim to leave the school with no regrets. Thank you, seniors. Please be seated. Good morning, headmaster, special guests, parents, teachers, and students. It gives me great pleasure to be given the privilege today of presenting to you the form class of 12A for 2020. Could I please invite the headmaster, Mr. Morrison, and Mr. Charles forward to present the boys with their senior ties. I will be reading the names of all boys in the form class. Could you please hold your applause until the end? Angus Allery, Zachary Alley. Henry Alt, Jacob Anderson. Zach Audie, Louis Baker. Daryl Barton, Lachlan Bell. Fergus Berry, Isaac Bracker. Max Bray, Sean Campbell. Alan Chavanger, Andrew Cook. Jay Shearers, Aidan Cusworth. Devesh Dayal, Jackson Daylight. Jamison DeCastro, Dang Dang. Alan Dennis and Harry Dobson. Please join me in congratulating the 12A form class for 2020. Thank you, 12A. Please be seated.
Good morning. My name is Zach Alley, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce 12B form class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I present 12B. Tane Dodd, Aidan Easy. Dylan Easy, Samuel Fox. Ethan Fraser, Dante Fruin. Joseph Girk, Will Guzan. Branson Giffen, Andrew Goff. Justin Greenland, Ethan Hall. Daniel Keller, Winiata Hemi. Archibald Horniman Wren, EJ Horsey. Justice Hudson, David Ashimwe. Nicholas Jefferson, Aaron Cartry. Shrag Cartry, Ethan King. Seamus King-Smith, Baden Larkin. Please join me in congratulating 12B form class of 2020. Thank you, 12B. Please be seated.
Good morning. My name is Jackson Daylight, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce 12C form class for 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I present 12C. Mitchell Lidso, Taryn Llewellyn. Seamus Malone, Sean Machin. Sasha Lau, Max Margic. Joseph Massey, Yamia Matafa. Sean McPhail, Patrick Merlehan. Nicholas Mitchell, Tino Tender McQuanenzy. Benjamin Murphy, Cooper Nichols. Samuel Olsen, Jack Partridge. Jason Petherbridge, Ryan Phillips. Luke Pickstone, Noel Pratt. Timothy Rain, Aaron Salomon. Rex Ricard. Sean Ross Parwan. Please join me in congratulating 12C form class of 2020. Thank you, 12C. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to present 12D form class. Lachlan Salvador, Antoine Samson Narara. Patrick Sherlock, Logan Smith. Ryan Styler, Harrison Sarowski. Orlando Swain, Saipeli Tamilo. Jaden Tucker, Leandro Tupi. Matthew Van Eden, James Van Niekerk. Guruji Wagner, Jared Wales. James Waterson, Declan Wenzel Halls. Tom Whitney, William Willis. Gabriel Wolvertang, Sean Wood. Thomas York, and Danny Young. Please join me in congratulating the 12D form class for 2020. Thank you, 12D. Please be seated. Headmaster, staff, special and invited guests, parents, boys, and Class 157. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Gregory very much for the words he has given us today. All of what he says, all he has said this morning encapsulates what we no doubt feel, but also what we must do in order to make this year special. I'd also like to thank him especially, even if he could not be here himself, for making the effort to give us that speech and to tell us what it is that he hopes we can achieve. But now that we're here, it's time to begin. As of today, we are officially the seniors. For some of us, that's been a long time coming, and for others, it's simply the next step in their IGS journey. But in either case, we all share the fact that it is our final year, which means if we are truly going to leave this place with no regrets, we cannot be willing to waste the time which we have been given. The white shirt is not a label. It is a responsibility. It is our duty to bring this school together and ensure that for each member of the student body, no matter what it is they take part in, feels as though this school belongs to them. The year is ours. So we must ask ourselves, how will we make that year be the best it possibly can? And how will we ensure that this cohort is remembered as the golden year that it has the potential to be? We ourselves need to invest what we have over the next 10 months. Our time, our energy, but most of all, our care, and our willingness to use the opportunity that now lies with us. This school's name means something. So now it is our turn to carry the weight of its legacy so that we might create one of our own. That is our duty as Class 157, and I know that we cannot wait for what lies ahead of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Archie, for the vote of thanks and for your address. I'd like to now invite the musicians, please, to prepare for the final stage of this ceremony. And while that's happening, message to teaching staff, please, and boys, there will be adjustments made. That will come via an email, teaching staff from the campus administrator, and boys via the changes in the bells for the remaining part of the day. I'd like to now ask Joe Massey, Vice Captain, please, to the microphone to lead us in the school song, and this will then be followed by the recessional. And ladies and gentlemen, just as a reminder, at the end you are welcome to attend morning tea in the staff common room. Would the Assembly please stand for the school song?
Song to sing, may its echoes ring from the Gulf to the southern line. We a school to praise which in former days has seen many a struggle and fight. We follow the rules of the ancients who have done so much more. May our deeds be known and our word be shown wherever the flag is unfurled. And together we'll work, and together we'll play, and welcome each chance of a holiday. Though our tasks may be long, we are brave, we are strong in the Ipswich Grammar School. Here to each comes a day when our work and our play, our whole school days forever are done. When sadly we part with love in our heart, from the school where our Lord were won. And as onward we go when the years we run, and the life's great sorrows and joys. Whatever may befall, let us ever recall the school where we battled as boys. And together we'll work, and together we'll play, and welcome each chance of a holiday. Though our tasks may be long, we are brave, we are strong in the Ipswich Grammar School.
Our special guests, please. Mums and dads. An administration notice, please. All Year 7 volleyballers, you have a meeting today at the beginning of second break, please, in room C1. Our mums and dads, please. Thank you.